Hi, it's Ingrid from encouring.com, and today's post is about creativity, and more so creativity in kids. And how I came about coming up with this idea today was I'd written a couple of weeks ago about how do you lose your creativity, and we can sit and analyse our own constraints on creativity, but we also need to think about the constraints that we put on our children and their creativity and their creative journey and their imagination. And it's so easy to do that to children at a young age, and I thought that I'd give you some ideas about how to go about actually exploring artwork with children and creating ways and dialogues and conversations with them that enable them to develop their imagination and inquiry and building their self-esteem and mutual trust with you to actually talk about these sorts of things. So today I actually went with my daughter to a sculpture park at McClellan Gallery, and we explored a whole heap of different outdoor sculptures. The inside was closed, so we didn't get to look at any of the paintings, but we looked at the sculptures, and it's in this gorgeous large open park space, and there's all different types of sculptures. The great thing about a sculpture park is that it's very interactive for children of that young age. Sometimes going into a large gallery filled with paintings, they want to touch things and they're not allowed to touch things. But a sculpture park, it's very open, and children can go up and touch things, which is such a fantastic connection for them to make to a piece of artwork. Now, one of the things that you can ask children, and my daughter is 2 or a little bit over 2, the thing is you've got to ask questions. I never tell them what the sculpture is. I'll tell them maybe who made it, the name of the artist, and maybe the time frame. For my son, he's around 5, so that he's got a sense of time and place. But other than that, it's really about asking them the questions to direct their imagination and inquiry about what they're actually seeing. So questions like, what do you think that's a sculpture about? And use the word sculpture. Don't use the word thing, because it's not just a thing, it's an actual piece of art. And that's the type of language that you want to construct with children. So I'll ask, like I did with my daughter today, what do you think that looks like? What do you think it is? What does it feel like? Encourage them to go up and actually touch what the material is made of. And each sculpture, which was fantastic at the McClellan Sculpture Park, was different. And how does it feel? How does it smell? Is it cool? Is it hot? What do you think about that? They're really important questions that start to generate the imagination as well as the inquiry process of children. You really want them to start thinking for themselves as well as with you, so that it's a collaborative thing. And it also enables them to start caring about observing the things that are around them and making them feel that they're actually part of a bigger place and not just looking at things, or things are just there but I'm not really part of them. And to me, that's part of what art is. It's making a connection with an artist and the way they see the world and the things that they create about the world. And children are very responsive to those sorts of things, but it's so easy to squash that responsiveness and that natural inquiry when you start telling them, oh, that's that, and that's a picture of this, and that's a sculpture of that, and it's made of this, and that's what it is. You've lost the imagination of the kids, and they're not going to really want to keep thinking or talking to you too much about it. And that wonderment and sense of excitement, it really goes quite quickly. So the next time that you look at a piece of art, or you look at some sculptures with kids, and I really encourage you to take your children or your grandchildren to a sculpture park or to an art gallery and ask them those questions and what they think about it. And ask them to compare, why do you think that this one's bigger than the other one? Why do you think this is made of, whatever it is that they think it's made out of? You can tell them it's made out of bronze if you want to, or if it's made out of wood or something like that. But I really limit, especially with really young children, trying to inform them too much about the exact perfect way of doing things and the exact perfect things that they're made of, because they need to think about it too. Thanks a lot for listening, and I'll see you on another post. Thanks a lot. Bye.